Alright, so in the last video, I showed you exactly why referrals die after 60 days and how goodwill depletes and what the mechanisms are. But even if you fix all of that, even if you refill goodwill and maintain your clients' referral capacity, there's still another problem. You're asking for referrals in a way that makes it almost impossible for clients to actually take you seriously and follow through. And I'm talking about the generic, like, send people my way, or if you know anyone who needs our services, tell them about us. That's not what you're supposed to do. These sound polite, they sound friendly, and they sound like the right thing to do, but they convert at like 10%. And the reason that they convert so poorly is because it requires too much cognitive thinking within their head for the client. And that's the last thing that they want to do. So in this video, I'm going to show you on the board exactly what happened in the client's brain when you ask for generically versus when you ask specifically, and what that difference makes you in actual referral numbers. This is where most med spas are leaving over $60,000 to $80,000 per year just because of how they're asking. Let's get right into it. So right here is the generic referral ask problem. Why sending people my way doesn't work. If you know anyone who needs Botox, send them my way. Or we'd love to help your friends too. Referrals are the best compliment. Know anyone that loves our service? This is a very popular one. Know someone who would love our services? Please tell them about us. It sounds so needy. It sounds so desperate, and you're just ruining your value on top of all of this. They're polite, pushy, friendly, not pushy, sure, but they're so generic. They require too much mental work from the client, and while you're using these asks, 80% of potential referrals never happen because clients can't think of anyone on the spot. But here's what happens in the client's brain when you ask generically. You say, if you know anyone who needs Botox, send them my way. The client thinks, do I know anyone who needs Botox? Let me think through everyone I know. Sarah mentioned wanting to try like 3 months ago. Does she still want it? What about Emily? No, wait, she's already gone somewhere else. What about Jessica? Actually, I'm not even sure who needs this. I'll think about it later. And they never think about it again. When was the last time you said, I'll think about it later, and you forget it 30 seconds later? Mental steps required. You need to define what needs Botox means. Step 2, you need to think through entire social circles. Guess who might need it. Remember who to tell them later, and actually follow through. That's what they need to do. That's the mental steps that are required. That's 5. Each step is a dropout point. Most clients drop out at around step 2 or 3, these two. Result is just a generic ask that converts at maybe 10% or so. The ask was too vague, too broad, and too much cognitive work. And while you're using these generic asks, 80%, that's right, 80% of referrals never happen because clients can't think of anyone on the spot. The generic versus specific ask. Here's the actual conversion difference. So generic is, send people my way. Here's what goes on in the client's head. The mental work is extremely high, 5 mental steps. And the referrals are probably like 1 in every 10 clients. So it's around a 10% referral rate. Whereas if you do specifically, know anyone that's getting married this year? Client immediately recalls. Easy to answer, no guessing, which is low. 1 mental step. They just need to think about who's getting married. Simple yes or no. No dropout whatsoever. 4 per 110 clients. Maybe a bit high because not everyone's getting married, but this is just an example, which results in 40%. 4 times the difference in referrals. Same clients, same goodwill, just a better ask. If we scale this up to 100 clients, 10 referrals per month, but with a specific ask, you get over 40. 30 more referrals per month at a 60% booking rate, 18 more appointments per month, which results in $64,800 per year. And each time that you ask generically instead of specifically, you're leaving 3 out of 4 potential referrals on the table. But what makes a referral ask generic and effective? Here are the 3 fatal elements. Number 1, no specificity. I've never been able to pronounce this word. No specificity. Okay. Know anyone who needs our services? This is too broad. Client brain must think what our services mean, because they're not you. They don't work for you. They don't know you. Botox, filler, chemical peel. They have to think through everyone they know. Guess who might need their services. Remember to tell them later. And that's 4 steps. While your ask requires 4 steps, 75% of clients drop off before step 2. Even only got to step 2 because they only had a good treatment with you in the first place. or else they would never do any of this at all, not even get to step 0. Element 2, no timing. Send them my way. Doesn't specify when. Client thinks I'll mention it next time I see them, but next time doesn't come for 3 weeks, and by then they've forgotten you, and the referral never happens. Without a timing cue, there's no urgency, no immediate action, and it goes from later to never. And when you don't give a timing cue, 60% of intended referrals don't ever actually happen because there's no urgency. Finally, number 3, no context. We love to help your friends. This doesn't tell them why their friend would need help right now. Client thinks, why would my friend need help? Are they having problems? This feels random. Without context, it feels disconnected from their friend's actual life. Compare generic, we love to help your friends, to specific, know anyone getting married this year. Brides want to look perfect in photos. And while you don't provide context, clients can connect, which is an important thing with referrals. The dots between your service and the friend's needs. The actual dollar cost of what it's actually costing you. 100 clients seen per month. Each client knows 5 to 10 people who could be prospects. With generic asks, 100 clients at 10 referrals per month. 6 appointments per month at a $300 average transaction, which is an annual of $21,000 per month. Now, scenario number 2, 100 clients seen per month with specific asks, 40 referrals per month, 24 appointments per month, $7,200 per month, which annually is $86,000. The difference is nearly $5,000 per month and $64,000 per year. More revenue and the same clients. The only difference is how you ask. And each month that you keep using generic asks, that $5,400 is gone. This is an ad spend where you need to increase. This isn't new clients where you need to acquire. This is free money you're leaving on the table just because you're using the wrong words. The right ask framework. Instead of know anyone who needs Botox, you ask, know anyone that's getting married this year? Know anyone celebrating a big birthday soon? These are specific events, memorable moments, easy to recall, simple yes or no's. Client can immediately answer immediately, oh yeah, Sarah's getting married in May. No mental search required. Component 2, immediate timing. Instead of send them my way, you ask, can you text them right now? Mind if I give them a quick call this week? Want me to send them some info today? This creates immediate action, not delayed intention. The timeline goes from, I'll mention them next time I see them, which is 3 weeks, usually forget. Specific, can you text them now? Happens in the next 5 minutes. You might think this is needy, but it really isn't, because this is your only chance to get the sale. Only chance if you do it within the next 5 minutes, because that's when it's fresh in their head. Now, number 3, relevant context. Instead of we'd love to help. Help with what exactly? What are you helping them with? Remember, they don't know you. They don't know what you offer. They don't know what you do. It's imagine if a random person walked up on the street to you and said, we'd love to help you. You're just thinking, who is this guy and why does he want to help me? I don't have any, there's no incentive. You say, brides want to look perfect in photos. We can help with that. New job means new first impressions, words looking refreshed. Or big birthdays. This connects the service to a lifetime event, a life event. The client thinks, oh, that makes sense. Sarah would love that. Not, why would my friend need this? Putting all this together, generic asks go from 10% conversion rate to giving context, upping it to 40%. That's a 30% increase. And when you don't have this framework, you're asking in a way that makes it hard for clients to say yes. If it's so simple, why don't most do it? Here's the 2 reasons though. Reason 1 is they think that generic is polite. Most med spa owners think, I don't want to be pushy or specific. I'll just say, send people my way and let them decide. But polite doesn't mean it's effective. Generic feels polite because it's vague. But vague means low conversion. And that's the most important thing at the end of the day, low conversion. If it's low, that's the main bottleneck you need to fix. Specifically feels salesy to the owner, but it's the client. Remember, it feels salesy to you because you're in business, but it doesn't feel salesy to them because they already received your services. They love you. It's helpful for them. The client's perspective. The client thinks who, when, and why. And instead of know anyone getting married, or specific as know anyone getting married, client thinks, oh yeah, Sarah, she'd love this. Being clear is not being pushy, remember that. Reason 2 is that they don't train the front desk. Even if the owner understands this, the front desk doesn't know how to ask specifically. They default to what sounds normal. Tell your friends about us. Front desk needs training on when to ask, how to ask, what to say, and how to capture info. Without training, front desk use generic asks. And generic asks lead you right back to that 10% conversion rate. And while the front desk isn't trained, you're losing 30 referrals per month that you could be getting. But here we go. That's the generic ask problem. That's why send people my way gets you 1 referral instead of 4 to 5. $64,800 per year left on the table. But even if you fix all the goodwill depletion, even if you start asking specifically, there's still one more massive leak. The problem, you have no idea what happens to a referral after the client makes it. The client refers someone, person says, yeah, I'll call them. Then what? Did they call? Did they book? Did they show up? You have no idea. 50% of referrals disappear into a black hole between I'll send them and they'll actually book. In the next video, I'll show you exactly where referrals disappear, why the tracking gap exists, and what the follow-up failure is costing you. This is where half your referrals are losing to completely avoidable tracking failures. And while you have no tracking system, 50% of referrals slip through the cracks. So click the link below in the description to watch the next video on how to fix this problem. I'll see you there.